whenever I get haircuts, I, for some reason, freak out when I know I have to stand still because she's coming with the clippers.
Do you want to tell the audience what you do to overcome this fear?
You know what? Sometimes a shot or two, you gotta do.
Xander is blacked out at his haircut.
I get to my haircut, I'm like, time to pregame.
He'll be calling me like, hey, I'm getting a haircut near you soon. You want to pregame? I'm like, are you out of your mind? It's 8 a.m.
I'm like, all right, post-game.
Post-game.
I was like, what you doing?
Sir, leave me alone.
Episode 2 of X Factor. We not even at a new record yet. We filmed 2 episodes before, but we are going at it.
A little bit more serious about it, I guess.
A little bit more serious. I think
a tad.
I'm not gonna lie. The first episode I felt good about. I was like,
this first episode.
Yeah,
I thought we were talking about the other one that we recorded a long time ago. I was like, never send me that again.
No.
I never want to see it.
Last week, I think we did really well. At first, like when we stopped recording, I was like, we could do better.
I felt like that. I literally was like, we need to re-record. Like we can't show people that. And then you showed me.
Then when I started editing, I was like, wait, it kind of hit. So yeah. Hopefully you guys liked it. And now we're on to episode 2. Something I have to address at the end. At the end of last episode.
I'm ahead of myself.
I've been in school for 6 years. For 5 years, and I'm going into my 6th year.
Okay.
You stopped last episode. You stopped at 2020, but it's 2021.
No, but logically it made sense.
Yeah.
To me.
I mean, you were right on your end, but like on my end, you and you could see it in the episode. I was like confused, like bro, straight up gaslighting me. First episode, you really had me thinking that I was wrong.
That's gonna happen again. I promise.
For a year, I literally knew that.
I just say things very loudly and confidently, and people think I'm right.
I'm dead. So yeah. Secondly, we were showing episode 1 to a friend, and he was like, X Factor, that sounds like you guys are exes. and so we gotta address that too. Not exes.
Nope.
As a matter of fact, brother-in-laws. Ex-brother-in-laws. So yeah. I dated Elena's sister for a minute. Which actually we want to make a whole episode about relationships. In the future,
not just that.
Yeah.
But
about just me and my
No.
Yeah. So about relationships, I think that would be really cool because I think our friendship is like unique in that fact that like
for sure.
People
always ask, how are you guys still friends?
Yeah. So in the making of this video, we wanted to, like we said last episode, we want to have like different outfits per every episode.
Yeah.
And so right now we're wearing Minecraft and Star Wars because we're
easing into it.
We're gonna talk a little bit about kind of just like more nerdy stuff, not really nerdy stuff, but like video game stuff like that.
Nerdy, yeah.
Yeah. So
there's no shame in that though.
So you go first because like what do you like to game? Like
what
video
do I
games?
like to play?
Yeah, what do you like to play?
Oh my god, I'm the worst. I like to watch people play, but I get so frustrated because I have like a lack of hand-eye coordination in games. I'm fine I play sports. I like sports. I wouldn't say I'm horrible, but in games, oh my god. I used to like religiously play this game called Smite. I don't know if you know it. Really fun game. Basically, for anybody who doesn't know it, it's like a bunch of gods from different pantheons. I hope I'm saying that right. But basically, you got Greek gods, Roman gods, Norse gods, whatever. You play as them, and it's like a battlefield, like kind of arena type game. They have like different game modes, but I would play with a group of friends, and we'd stay up till like 4 a.m. The whole thing. I did that when people growing up. They're like, oh, my mom will come in and yell at me. Yeah, my mom did that when I was like 22. Like she'd run in at 4 a.m. and be like, I will unplug this Xbox if you don't stop. And the problem is I would be on this game with playing on the team with like 5 to 6 people, and they would be dying left and right next to me. And I'm just blind to all of it. I'm just like doing my own little thing, like in my own little corner. So I haven't played that in a minute though.
Yeah, and right now you play Minecraft with all your cousins and everything like that.
I do.
Y'all are on that all the time.
Oh, we're on that Discord server all the time. They're like my best friends.
You know what's crazy? Like they like, and I have younger brothers, and I started playing Minecraft when I was like their age. Like that's been like
I know.
Younger actually. I started playing like in 7th grade or when it started like becoming like somewhat popular. Even before that I was playing. But yeah, so it's crazy how like that game has like stuck around for so
You can do anything with that game. It's like being in real life kind of thing. I think that's what makes it so fun. My cousins live in Detroit, and so we don't really see each other too often, but we talk every day and we play Minecraft. We haven't played in a minute. I'm not gonna lie, for the podcast, because we've just been busy. But I mean, you got me into Minecraft for the first time. You literally bought me.
I bought your account, bro,
you
for your birthday like years ago.
And then I started playing recently, and he was like, without him, and he was like, "That's the fakest thing you've ever done."
Literally,
in my friendship.
Like when I bought the account, we played for like twice, maybe 3 times, and now you're on it. You're like, oh, Minecraft. I'm like,
well, Xander doesn't play with mods.
Yeah, because
vanilla Minecraft is so boring,
dude. That's the original. And it's not like there's infinite things to do even in vanilla. So I don't know.
I know, but I like doing like the stupid stuff. I love the like witchery mods where like I'm like making little spells and stuff. Completely useless.
Yeah, I will say it's such a good way to hang out. And like, cause it's like you're talking to friends or your family or whatever, and it's funny because like all growing up it was like that, and even now I have a couple friends that I still game with, and like it's literally like they're like, you want to hang out, but what they mean is like hop on Discord, and like that's hanging out.
It's like it's fun, especially I feel like as an adult more. I get tired really often, like super quick, and like it's still relaxing. I'm in my room. I can be in bed and be playing and still have that social aspect, which I like really care about. But I'm just chilling. I'm just hanging out.
Right. Yeah, no, it's the best. Love it. I think a lot of people like I think it's breaking out of it now, but there's such like a stigma around video games, like being nerdy and being antisocial,
in general.
But
and I feel like we really battled that, especially in high school. Like we're band kids, and I feel like I've always
that's such a good point.
I've always been someone who I'm unapologetically like into the things I'm into. I don't want people like, it's not weird. Everybody's secretly into it. Everybody loves video games. Everybody loves Minecraft, no matter what they say. People can pretend, but it's such a cool thing. It's not a problem to be unapologetically into like the things that you're into.
Right. And I read something a while ago. There's like a difference between the word like nerd and geek, right? So nerd is like the whole like antisocial aspect of it, when you like don't talk to a lot of people and you're like, awkward, whatever. Right. But like a geek is someone that you're like passionate about anything. Right. Like you could be into sports, like that's technically like a sports geek, you know what I mean? Yeah. So like it's the same thing. And speaking of band, that's such a huge thing. And even like, especially as a dude too who played the clarinet, like I still I don't even play anymore, and people still like, it's still a thing. And
Squidward played clarinet. Come on, give him a break. Right. No, but I mean, there's a lot of things like that there is definitely a difference. For example, like in college with my college friends, I definitely don't condone this. Pay attention in class, but we'd play Super Smash like all day. Every class, we just like put up our laptop and then put the Switch in there and start playing Smash.
You're also studying computer science, so it's
okay, don't roast. But no, but you have like, my friends told me, they're like, there's Smash competitions. Obviously, I know that there's video game competitions, but there is rules in Super Smash competitions about personal hygiene. You are not allowed to participate in the competitions unless you have you maintain a certain standard of personal hygiene. And like,
that's so funny, because you know what, that's probably like for the better of everyone, but that also like I feel like people would that's such a good distraction, like just to smell awful. Like I didn't even think about that. Just not showering for like 2 weeks just because you want to sit really close to your like the person you're competing against, and like air them. Like that's so funny. That you think like maybe that could be
I don't think these people think that far. I think they just don't shower.
They just don't shower.
Like, there's another thing too that recently, like within the past like 2 years, like Christian got me into Yu-Gi-Oh. Well, I've always wanted to play Yu-Gi-Oh. I think it's so interesting. I've always wanted to do something like that, and it is really nerdy, but I just thought it's something to do. Like it's really fun. It's a whole new world, like card games. And we went once to not Coliseum of Comics. It's another place. It's like 1-2-3 games or something like that.
Right.
And we were like, oh, it's like a game night. Like they'll have Yu-Gi-Oh nights where people just come and play Yu-Gi-Oh. And we set up our little play mat. We're just playing against each other. We have our friend Josh with us. We're just hanging out. This man comes over. Okay. Don't know his name. I can't really remember him. Krishna referred to him as Grimeball Steve. I smelled him before I saw him. I'm not kidding. Wrecked us in Yu-Gi-Oh. Absolutely destroyed us in Yu-Gi-Oh. But I literally smelled him before I saw him. And I was like, there's no way. Like, this is a terrible, like, image to portray for the gaming community. Like, we're not all like that.
Yeah. I mean, all those games that you're talking about, though, they have such a strong like fan base and like people that literally live for this game.
They're huge.
Like live like every day, like live for it.
I didn't realize how big Yu-Gi-Oh still was. It's huge. They come out with cards all the time still. I haven't played in a bit, but people, like, the rules are constantly updated. There's a huge, I mean, Pokemon's even bigger, but
Pokemon is exploding now. You can't, if you notice, Target, Walmart, any stores don't have any cards at all because they're all sold out.
I mean, it's because people are less afraid to be like interested in stuff that's fun but might be nerdy.
I think celebrity influence is huge on that. Obviously, like Logan Paul started like the whole unopened. Not started. There was way before that. But as far as like the mainstream, he kind of brought that into mainstream, and now like all these like rappers and celebrities, Justin Bieber is looking at Pokemon cards, Logic. Like
it's fun. Oh yeah, Logic's super into everything nerdy. Right. I mean, I've always really, really enjoyed it. And again, going back to high school, there was a lot of people. There's a lot of pressure in high school. If you're in high school now, I'm sorry for the pressure you go through, because there's a lot of pressure to be a certain type of person and fit in a certain type of way. But we definitely never like worried about that. I'm telling you, band was so looked down upon. And then like by our senior year, people were like invested in the show, asking us about it, stuff like that. I feel like
right. What you just said about high school, that especially with social media right now, I was actually talking to a friend about this really recently, and she said something that like blew my mind. She was like, basically back when we were younger, like say middle school or elementary school, there was no like social media wasn't prominent, so you didn't see how people dress. So people would come to school with like weird clothes or like green hair or like just random like try different things, mohawks, because we were just trying things. But now social media, it made it to be like there's a right way to look.
And that's so much pressure to put on these young people who don't even get a chance to like explore who they are, like, and what they like. And I mean, I remember before I started middle school or high school, which is such a weird time. Like, what was wrong with me? But like, I was like, no, I'm going to dye my hair. I was like, nobody I know has dyed hair. I'm going to do it. And keep in mind, I'm going into a brand new school, high school. I had no classes with any of my friends. I was like, whatever, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to be that. Right? No, I went pink.
You had green hair.
I did for a little bit. Yeah.
Freshman year. No?
Yeah, no.
Really?
Just pink. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It just faded. But I just went pink, like, and I wanted to just do my tips, and I don't know. I can't say no, or like, I'm not like this type of person. I can't return food, when they get my order wrong. So this woman is bleaching my whole head. And I was just like, this is fine. Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. Like, so I came to school with pink hair, and like, I mean, but now you have 12-year-olds that look like they're 18, and it's because there's a right way that they see all the time. And I'm just like, that's crazy. I was wearing the craziest stuff. I was wearing t-shirts with my like spaghetti strap dress to school with Converse in middle school, and you would never see that now. Right.
It was just experimenting. Like, it was just like, I think that would be cool. Let me wear it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so now there's such a standard. So that is crazy. And then and then you talked about like marching band, like, and that was super true too. It just takes that little bit of like merging, because like you're right, like band obviously is historically super nerdy.
Oh yeah, and it is nerdy. I'm not gonna deny that. I think people, anytime anyone's passionate about something, they call it nerdy. I think like being passionate about something is what's like not frowned upon, but that's what people consider nerdy. And it's like, no, there's no reason to do that. Everybody should be passionate about something. That's what makes you human.
My favorite thing is to hear someone talk about something they're passionate about. Oh yeah,
their eyes light up. They're so happy.
Yeah, especially if it's like any kind of like creative endeavor or like like whatever. I was talking to my friend yesterday about a fashion show she's starting, and you're gonna be part of it.
I'm actually part of it. Thank you.
Okay. But she was like, I'm gonna do this. I have like this idea for dancers. I have this. I hope people can do that. Like going all in. And it was just like so like that is so cool, and especially because like in that show there's designers obviously, but then there's like musicians that are part of it, there's dancers that are part of it. Like I love like that collaborative effort. So bring
everything together like that.
So cool. And like again ties into marching band. Like that's why I loved it so much, because there were so many different people.
It's a performance like of all different types, dancers, like choreography, everything. So that was super, super awesome. I'm really glad that I didn't let the fear of like, oh, it's nerdy stop me from doing that, because I'm sure that like affects a lot of people, and it's like, no, do the nerdy nerdy thing. It's fun.
Even for school majors, like I was talking to my dentist the other day.
I actually agree with this.
Yeah, and she was like, "Oh, my daughter's really into producing music. Like she like engineers music. Like she's
music
like,
engineering.
Right, right.
Sound engineer.
And she's like, and she wants to do that in school. And I was telling her like, oh, that's awesome, pursue it, but major in something else like that could be more like beneficial for your future. And it's just like, I understand that way of thinking, especially from a dental hygienist. Like I get it. Like that's her.
Well, yeah. Also, like since college is so expensive now, you do have to look at that factor of like it's just so expensive.
It is expensive for sure, but then also there's schools that like go to community college, like
yeah,
and then go to university.
Sure. Yeah,
like you can get a degree for, you know. Yes, it's
yeah,
very
yeah.
expensive.
No,
And that's a whole
you're
other
right.
conversation.
You're right. Yeah.
But like,
no, don't be afraid to pursue what you want to do, even if it's like if sound engineering is your passion, don't go get a business degree. Like I mean, be realistic, but at the same time, I literally switched my major like 5 times in college. I went in as a music major and I came out as a computer science major, and I went
so you did the opposite. So
yeah. Well, no, I mean, there's a reason I switched from music, but I tried it. I tried it. I mean, it wasn't that I like couldn't do it. I just didn't. It wasn't what I thought it was, and so I switched out of it. But I wasn't scared to try it. I'd gone a music degree. Who cares?
Speaking of scared to try something,
Speaking of scared,
dude, literally as we were talking, like we talked about this last episode. I'm trying to get good at transition. So like I'm like listening to like words like, oh, perfect, like that's good segue.
I wonder when it won't feel awkward or won't feel forced anymore.
Right, I don't know.
Hopefully soon.
But the thing is, like, it shouldn't, because like again, normal conversation, we segue so easily. Like,
I know, but
so recently in the past year or so, whenever I get haircuts, I for some reason freak out. Not freak out. It's just like a internal thing where like when I know I have to stand still because she's coming with the clippers or like whatever, I know I have to stand still. And so like right now you can tell me to stand still and it'll be fine because I don't have to stand still.
Yeah. So you have the choice.
I can be, yeah.
So but you're being rebellious is what you're telling me.
No, as soon as like I know that I can't move, for some reason I just get super fidgety. And I've been doing so much research on this because I'm like, why?
What is wrong
like literally
with me?
I was like phobia of standing still. I can't stand still. I googled so many things and like there's really no like phobia for or like it's not even a phobia, but it's a
it might just I don't even know. It might just be a fear of being like told what to do or like constricted. Like
it's definitely constricted, and that's why claustrophobia is like the biggest the closest like to what I'm trying to.
What is claustrophobia technically? The fear of like enclosed spaces, or what's the definition of it?
Something exactly like that. Hello? Do you hear that?
Yes, I do. Do you hear that from me?
Okay, I think we fixed the audio issues now, but I googled what claustrophobia is, and it's the extreme or irrational fear of confined places.
Don't touch the mic. Don't touch it.
But we're getting this weird feedback for some reason.
It's like happening? Crackling. It sounds like my ears are gonna explode.
And it's every time we touch something, so I'm trying not to touch anything.
Don't touch.
But anyways, yeah, the extreme or irrational fear of confined places. So obviously when I'm getting a haircut, it's not confined places, but like it's just you can't mentally literally like you can't move. So I'm like, yeah. So anyways, I end up going like, and yeah. So I googled it. The fear of haircuts is definitely a thing, but again, it's not the fear of haircuts.
Do you want to tell the audience what you do to overcome this fear?
You know what? Sometimes a shot or two, you gotta do.
Xander is blacked out at his haircuts.
I'm like, I get to my haircut, I'm like, time to pregame.
Yeah. He'll be calling me like, hey, I'm getting a haircut near you soon. You want to pregame? I'm like, are you out of your mind? It's 8 a.m.
I'm like, all right, post game. I was like, what you doing? You're like, it's 9 a.m.
Sir, leave me alone. I have a career.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, anyways, you had a tea party themed Alice in Wonderland party themed party.
Me and one of my best friends, her birthday is exactly 2 months after mine, and so we all hang out a lot. And we had mine is February 4th, hers is April 4th, and so on March 4th we had a unbirthday party.
Right, and so like the theme was like Mad Hatter, which is super cool. And so I wanted to have like a little like blue eyebrow like look or something. I just had an idea like to do something like that with the theme, and so I went to my friend's house and same thing. I had to be still when she was doing like the thing on my eyebrow, and I was like, Like, I literally just can't. I don't know what it is.
That's fine to pregame though. You were coming to a party after.
That's true. I didn't pregame that one because I like felt close enough to her. I was like, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna be great.
I'm gonna
like
be twitching left and right.
Yeah. So
but it was cool.
But anyway, so we started talking about that and talking about phobias, and we have a list of phobias here, which is no, just kidding. I X'd it out because I'm actually the worst. So let me do it again. Some of these are really interesting, and honestly, it would be sad to live with some of these. I'm not gonna lie to you.
We cannot shame people for having these. We can just discuss them.
Yeah, no.
Talk about how.
Well, first of all, there's a fear of men.
Period. Sign me up.
So
that's actually very sad, and there's probably legitimate reasons for that.
1000%.
Let's move on to another one.
Fear of peanut butter. You know, I'm allergic to peanut butter.
Xander
First of all, also these names are ridiculous. I'm like, how come? It's just my personality traits on this.
Yeah. I have a fear of heights, like a real fear of heights. Like stresses me out, sweaty palms.
Here's the thing: there's like a fear, and then there's like something. Does it restrict you ever? Like no, because you.
No. Like
right.
It's not an irrational. Well,
right.
You can have, I guess, an irrational fear, and it could not restrict you. I don't know. I think it's pretty rational, and no, it doesn't restrict me. But like for example, in Minecraft, when I'm up on a huge mountain, and like there's a mod where you can have a glider, like a paraglider, where
that
like,
freaks you out.
Freaks me out.
Okay, that actually probably is a phobia.
Freaks me out.
Because
it doesn't. I'm gonna climb stairs and stuff. It's not gonna stop me, but like absolutely makes my stomach turn. Like in a video game, not AI. Like,
would you
not
skydive?
VR. No.
Like you would never.
No.
You didn't even want to try it.
Probably not. Maybe when I've like done the things I want to do in life.
What about like those buildings where it's like a glass floor?
Hate.
Really?
Hate. We went to the one in Chicago. What is it called?
I don't know.
I don't know if it's a Willis building or something. I don't know. Maybe I totally made that up. But they have this thing where like you can also pay and it like leans you.
Oh, right.
And you're just. It was the worst. Literally thinking about it right now makes my stomach turn.
I'm at the point where like I don't even get like butterflies and rides anymore. Like in line, I don't even. Like,
yeah. I mean, we're in Orlando.
That's,
roller coasters, I'm like, whatever. I might get a little nervous for a second.
That's one like fear that I'm like, bro, you have to get over it. Like as an adult, like just get over
100%.
Like, you know?
100%. I will shame you if you're like, I'll just hold the bags. Like, no. Get on the damn ride.
Yeah.
It's a lot of men are scared. Most of the people I know that are scared of roller coasters are men. Like, what are you doing? Yeah,
well, I mean, I think it's all about, like, how you were raised, too. Like, all kids are scared of roller coasters. Like, you're going to be scared as a kid. And if you're not forced to go on... Not forced, but I mean, like, if you're not really like, pushed to do it, like, you ended up not... I mean, it's the same thing with swimming. A lot of people are terrified of water.
Yeah, and it's that also can be, like, a family thing. Like,
right.
your whole family was always scared, and, like, they were never comfortable around the water. And it's actually really scary. You can drown in, like, 5 inches of... Not even, like, 2 inches of water. Something crazy.
Yeah,
like,
no. I have an extreme fear of other people... We've talked about this before. Like, other people drowning because you're so, like powerless to help. Like, obviously you can.
But they can drown you.
Right.
Yeah, I was a lifeguard, kind of still am, I guess, for a long time. And one of the first things they teach you is, like, escapes. Like, how to get out of the hold of someone who is drowning. Because
I didn't even know that.
Oh, yeah. Survival instinct kicks in when you're drowning. Like, you're literally just trying to grab at whatever. And so a lot of people, like my dad didn't want me to become a lifeguard because it's like someone's going to drown you.
My biggest fear is probably, this has to do with the water thing too, is like literally sharks. Like sharks are like the most, like
sharks don't hate humans. 100%. They're not aggressive.
And I get it. I'm very rational. I love the beach. I will literally swim.
Oh, see, I won't.
Huh?
I won't.
Swim at the beach?
I won't swim in the beach. No.
We've been to the beach.
Okay, I will do it, but like I won't go that far. Yeah. I hate it if I can't.
You need the line of defense of other people.
Oh, someone has
to be deeper than you.
No, absolutely. I'm actually not kidding. I will not be the like furthest person out. One, and then two, like if I can't like touch the floor, I'm kind of freaking out most of the time.
No, I will say that is definitely scary, especially with like the current and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my gosh. Yeah.
Do you ever wonder like how long you would be able to survive if you did get like swept out in the middle of the ocean? Because that's something I think about often.
They taught me that when I got water safety instructed certified. They taught me like The circumstances, though, of surviving this would be like I would have to fall off a boat and be like in jeans and a shirt. Like they teach you how to like make your clothes into like life vests, kind of, and like what
like
the
as
most.
you're swimming and
Yeah,
doing
that, and then also like how to conserve your energy the most when you're floating. It's like it's a combination of like a dead man's float when you're just like hanging, and then you do like one kick, and then you just go back into the dead man's float
with your head underwater.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I don't know. That's what. Hey.
Dude, I just saw a TikTok of this dude going scuba diving.
Yeah.
And when he came up, his whole group was gone. This is a real story.
Oh, the open water. That's the like almost the exact plot for Open Water, which was based on a true story.
He had a GoPro and he was filming it, and basically he was just floating there for who knows how long. He had scuba gear on, which does that help you float? I don't even know. He was floating like all day long. The sun started to set. He literally took the GoPro and he was like, "This is it." I forgot his name. Let's say it's like Ben or something. He was like, "This is," or what do you say? I don't know. He was just like, "This is it for me." Like this is Ben's story or something super sad. I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
You saw it live? Like you saw the video?
Yeah, that was what the TikTok was, and he was talking to the GoPro, and then after a second, he saw a helicopter come because the group,
my god!
But some things like that I think about often, like just how if I would be able to survive it, like that, and like obviously like being stranded on an island, I think about that often.
See,
too.
I'm 100% convinced I could survive.
Yeah,
I have ridiculous confidence for no reason. I could survive a zombie apocalypse. I don't know.
I swear we were watching the Olympics one time, or some what's it called when they're on the bar?
Balance beam.
Balance beam. Yeah, you were like, yeah, I could do that. It's like, what? Or like the uneven bars. You're like, low key, the uneven bars, like I want to try it.
Momentum-wise, I'm like, I could do it. I could do that.
No, dude, literally so difficult. But you said that once, I was like, yeah, no.
Olympic athletes, I'm like, I could do that. Oh, it's a problem, really.
What about, so this is another thing. This is like obviously like a sensitive, because it's like more realistic, but like being kidnapped too, I think about that and I'm like, because like, again, your survival instincts snap in and you will do literally whatever to get out of that situation. And that's something that I think about too. And it's terrifying because that's a very realistic situation.
I listen to a lot of like true crime, and so I'm like hyper aware and hyper scared. My sisters get so annoyed at me because I'm like terrified that something's gonna happen to them. And honestly, like I'm scared for myself too, but I'm more scared for like I'd be more scared for them to get kidnapped than me. I'm like, oh fuck it, whatever, I'll survive. Clearly, like I can do anything. So also like I'm from a country in Eastern Europe. Like they made a movie called Taken about us. Like and like people are so terrified of that. Obviously, I don't feel like that when I go back home, but it is very real. Like even like not to get darker, but like sex trafficking and like Florida's, I saw like the number 3 either in the country or like in the world, like for sex trafficking, and like it's so scary, and they get so smart. They're smarter and smarter every day.
Especially the all the online videos that are like, if you see a quarter in your door handle.
Oh yeah, I don't know how true those are. Oh yeah, if you see like a blue bandana wrapped on your car or something.
As with everything, there's a balance. Like obviously, you should be hyper aware. Like
there's like some stuff that you should implement. Like for example, especially as a woman, like when you get in the car, the first thing you do is lock your doors. A lot of people like to get in the car and sit on their phone or something. You're not supposed to do that. That's like the number one time where kidnappers take advantage of that is when you first get in the car. So always lock your doors. I do it like immediately as soon as I get in the car, no matter where, and I check the back seat. But that's just because I'm crazy. But
check the back seat. The door is locked, but you're like, let me just still check.
Oh, I have to. Yeah.
Well, your car is also
fully manual. Fully. So all the doors you have to like manually lock. It's like stick shift. Everything's manual. Mm-hmm. That's I think about all the time. I'm like, this is an irrational fear I have. Kind of rational though. In Florida, I'm scared to flip my car into water, and like my car is all manual. I have rolly windows. I'll be fine. But I saw a video that was like, you only actually realistically have like 30 seconds to get out of the car before like it's too late.
Bro, but like that's so weird. I heard that like you have to wait until the car's submerged because like the pressure is so high on the windows that you can break them easily.
Okay, but places, but most cars have like mechanisms to break the window. Like for example, the headrest, like the head, you take that off, break it. Like
that's true.
I have like a window breaker. My dad is a doomsday prepper, a worst case scenario prepper. So I have everything.
So number 1 fear, everyone always knows it, or everyone knows it, the talking public speaking. I can't speak right now, actually. I'm terrified.
Yeah, so this list is your fears.
Yeah, actually. Literally still talking about myself. Yeah, public speaking.
I get nervous sometimes, like about things, especially like at work. Mm-hmm. At work, I get nervous over stupid stuff. Like I used to be really scared. As a software developer, like we have some. I'm sure it exists in other fields too, but as a software developer, we have something called like stand-ups. Every single day, you talk about what you did yesterday, what you're gonna do, if you have any blockers, anything blocking you from doing your task. Right. And this is my first real job, like as a software developer, and I would freak out. I would like plan out what I was gonna say. Everybody else is so chill. They're like, I didn't really do much yesterday, you know, but today I'm gonna do this, blah blah. And I would be like, yesterday I completed blah blah blah. Like I would be so formal about it because I was just so terrified about saying the wrong thing.
But also talking to individuals, like that's another thing. But like literally like a crowd of 100 people. Like
I like nothing. Attention. It's not a problem. Yeah.
In 2017, I did a project called Capturing Infinite Worth, where every single day I took a picture of a new person. That was a huge thing that year for me. And I talked to every class I had, like in college, I would ask the professor if I could have 5 minutes before class just to talk about the project.
That's actually pretty nerve-wracking.
Yeah, that was really nerve-wracking, but it energized me so much. I loved it. Like it literally, like I was super nervous going into it, and then also during it, I'm also not the best public speaker ever. Like sometimes I speak too quick and I like take my time. I'll stumble over words. That's fine.
It's a process. It's not just gonna happen one day.
But I love it. That's like actually one of my favorite things to do.
We should actually talk about that at some point. Like that sounds to me, it sounds like you're an extrovert because you gain energy from like being around other people, and like you gain energy from other people. So like, I mean, that's what I would consider myself. So
I think it's also like just like the adrenaline in general. Yeah. Like, it's literally suit like afterwards. I feel like I can like do a whole like another one and another one.
I don't really feel like I'm an adrenaline junkie. Like I don't get excited when I have like an adrenaline rush. I just get stressed out. I'm like, I want this to be over, and I feel like a lot of people chase that. Yeah,
a lot of people do. The skydiving thing, I understand why you wouldn't be chasing that, but like certain things, I don't know. It's like it's like uncomfortability like is like kind of cool sometimes, like just to conquer something like that. No, it is.
Get out of your comfort zone for sure. For me, it's just like the risk of dying is too high for me. Actually, I don't want to die. So
like, actually, I don't want to trust a rope attached to a tarp.
Imagine and here's the thing, right? Okay, your parachute fails. There's a lot more time before you actually die. Like if it was like an instant thing, maybe, because I'd be like, okay, parachute failed, dead, and I'd be like, all right, that's fine. There's time. Yeah. You're thinking about the fact that you're about to die. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. On that note, no, I think that was cool. When we release this episode, it's going to be not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. So you're still going to be in Detroit, but you're going to be almost back.
For our viewers. Yeah.
Yes. And then we're going to film. Yeah. So you're going to be busy with fam.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited. I'm really excited to take a little bit of like a breather and a break. I realized really quickly before we move on, and we can talk about this later on the introvert extrovert type of subject. I don't think like I'm a homebody. That's not how I would describe myself, because I like doing things, but right now I've found such a value in spending time with my family that I haven't had like really in a long time. Right. So I'm just like, that's what I'm craving right now. Like that's what I'm chasing. Like I'm not really interested in like going out. I'm more interested in like the fact that I'm going to Detroit to spend time with my cousins who are all minimum 10 years younger than me. I'm like so pumped.
Who you talk to every single day.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've been a little busy lately, but yeah, I'm just like really excited. It's like my aunt's house is one of my favorite places in the world, so this is gonna be a good time. What are you up to?
Super cool. Same old. I'm working on a YouTube video right now that is so exciting. The thing is, like, a lot of my I have 3 like big ideas for YouTube videos right now, and all of them are like surprise vibes, I guess. So like I can't talk about it super often to other people. Yeah, exactly, especially publicly. But I'm super excited. Like I like these ideas in my head. Like I could I don't know. I'm very passionate about them. I've been working on them for so long, and it takes so much work in the background. But
it's gonna show. It's gonna show for sure. Like your passion and how much you've been working. It's gonna show in the video. So it's really exciting.
I'm so excited. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be working on for the next like week, 2 weeks. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. And we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.